Oh, hey everyone. It's been a while well, since I came back with this karaoke practice stuff. And so, so for this one, I was in a very interesting conversation with my friend Vikash yesterday, and we came up with a theory of the entire cosmos in general. Um, I might say that I came up with it, but I got to give him credit. I wouldn't be thinking about it unless I were on a phone call with him. And what we were saying on the phone call, just kind of stream of consciousness into the rhythm of, you know, and a lot of it is inspired by Khalil Gibran, his words that, what were Khalil Gibran's words? How did it go? That which sings and dreams and contemplates and yearns within you is still dwelling in that first moment which scattered the stars into space. I I put in a couple more verbs than I think the official text has, just sings and dreams. But I put hopes, yearns, needs, because I went into a theory of, well, what if that is actually true, the way we really know it to be true? The way Baruch Spinoza, the famous philosopher that Einstein was just such a fan of, Baruch Spinoza said that we know and feel that we are eternal. And that's the same feeling think everyone has, kind of alive in these frail humanoid bodies. So I mean, I'm just kind of plagiarizing, I guess, Baruch Spinoza and Khalil Gibran when I was saying, hey, what if our souls are still in that first moment, before that first moment, scattered the stars into space in the Big Bang about 13 billion years ago? Then it does feel like we're still there. Um, every time we sing or dream or cry at a TV series, I guess, or a movie or anime, we're still, our souls get back to an eternal moment, which is probably, we're all still there before the Big Bang. That's where our souls truly are. And also to kind of piggyback or plagiarize off of Juno Reactor, their song Angels and Men. Why are you so afraid of the face of God? Leave this illusion and say no more. So it really is an illusion, as Albert Einstein says. Albert Einstein says that reality is merely an illusion, albeit a very persistent one. This is all an illusion. And when we die, we just kind of leave this illusion and quote unquote say no more, according to Juno Reactor in their quite haunting song of Angels and Men. So I guess where I'm going with this is I just really put it into very simple logical statements with Vikash, my friend, last night. I was saying that basically we are still in that moment before the Big Bang. Our souls are also there. Our souls are also here in this moment, September 25th, 2022, on the the west coast of the US. I'm also here, but our souls are also they've always been always there as well, on the other side of eternity, to build up another stepping stone to what seems kind of obvious. However, it doesn't really have much use in our daily lives. I am claiming that our souls are still there, existing before the Big Bang, and our souls exist there as and where they're safe. So none of this universe there was no risk at all. Our souls are safe there before the Big Bang. But what's interesting is what happens after the Big Bang. And after the Big Bang, 13 billion years later, I'm making a YouTube stream like this. Hi, Julia. That's my wife. She's quite um, meddlesome, I would say. I think I can get by with that word, meddlesome. And so, yeah, 13 billion years later, I'm here making a YouTube video, and I tell Vikash, physics, quantum physics, the physics of Mephisto, the physics of my fist, yo! Point being that quantum mechanics is so strange that it's miraculous. It's so strange that we are freaking what? We are quantum mechanics and the whole entanglement and all the highly mathematical things that I hope to have some time to study at some point. Richard Feynman is great. I really hope to learn the maths that I need to understand his way of quantum mechanics. My point is, with dark matter, dark energy of making up 95% of the observable universe in terms of gravity and all the magic and the strangeness within quantum mechanics, it's just it might as well be the physics of my fist, yo. It's so strange, and we don't have a unified theory of unifying gravity. All right, I'll try not to wake up the baby because she's on the other side of the house. And sorry. So I'll try to make up a narrative here. The narrative goes, quantum mechanics, and check out my T-shirt. It's House Slytherin. I know most people don't like Harry Potter Slytherin, but they are the house that's green. I like the color green, and they are also not an evil house. They were trying to do some good things. And in this life, it seems like being sly and Slytherin is just necessary to be alive, even. And it does kind of upset people when people are very slithery and lying and cheating and all that. But it's the way of the world. You got to play the game, and you don't want to get into the game when it's like kind of Ned Stark losing his head, and that's too late. You got to get in on the game early. Learn from that kind of a strangely divine message of Ned Stark in Game of Thrones, which is fiction, but somehow, I mean, I've learned the hard way. I can't be aloof. You gotta be like an average person, at least slithering and slying. And what I'm gonna say about quantum mechanics is that it's so magical with dark matter, dark energy. Albert Einstein said that space and time are manifestations of the same thing, which is so brain bursting to think about. I will say that my point is, Vikash and I, we settled on that is a great theory. That means if our souls are before the Big Bang, our souls are also here after the Big Bang. Well, it's before the Big Bang, it's kind of heaven. It's just like everything and nothing matters. But what's here is much more interesting. We are in some really definite truths that computers can do arithmetic and math much better than we can. A lot of it, if not all of it. And this computer I am working on, or this wall, this wall, this is, I mean, Plato said, we don't really know the object itself. Yeah, we don't really know what the object itself is, built on top of quantum mechanics and dark matter, dark energy, which is embedded within the space and time itself. When I asked this of a general relativity scientist I spoke to years ago. So, and 10 trillion neutrinos from the sun passes through our bodies every single second. 10 trillion neutrinos. 10 trillion is a large number. I can't really fathom. I can't really relate 10 trillion of anything. But that's like a. I'll just use the word bazillion because that seems to capture like a bazillion neutrinos, particles from the sun passing through our bodies every second. We don't sense that. There's all sorts of magic that's going on that we don't sense, and kind of the divinities made it this way. Maybe they do tricks through these weird, strange physics of my fist, yo. I think that Vikash and I had a real seminal, very important phone call last night in which we settled on the universe as it is right now is much more interesting than, you could say, the true universe is before the Big Bang. That's just heaven, everything, and anything, nothing. It's the other side of eternity. So between that and here, this is much more interesting. It's very satisfying, 2 + 3 = 5. You know, 4 inches of cold rolled steel is too strong for the giants to break. But in Game of Thrones, they could get down from their mammoths and lift the door up. But 4 inches of cold rolled steel is too strong for giants too. Yeah, it's just I like the cold hard steel. Plato knew we don't know what this is. This wall, you can be dumb as a wall, but it's still like it's not something that humanoids we really understand. Where's the dark matter, dark energy here? Where's the quantum mechanics? Where is the 10 trillion neutrinos from the sun? Also, in my high school chemistry class, I was told by my high school chemistry teacher that when I put my hand on the wall, it's electrons in my hand and electrons of the wall repelling each other. And this is our commonly accepted theory of touch. It's electrons repelling electrons. And you don't really want to go deeper than studying electrons and subatomic particles, and how electrons are kind of make a hazy orbit around the atom, and how most of atoms are just empty space. However, I look at this and I see no empty space. So most of atoms are, just the proton and the neutron and the electron, and that is very little compared to the actual volume of that atom. So all this strange stuff, reality is really an illusion. And Vikash and I settled on it is much more interesting here in this universe 13 billion years later than whatever before the Big Bang, where our souls are eternally there and it's safe. And so in a sense, it doesn't really matter what happens in this universe, but I don't really believe that. People can believe what they want. I believe it matters a lot what happens in this universe, and also that that it's a lot more interesting, as I've said. Like, it's very definite. The caution and I settled on the satisfying, definite, stable strong as 4 inches of cold rolled steel chemistry, because chemistry is very stable and very reliable, and it's not this kind of hocus pocus of quantum mechanics or in dark matter, dark energy, all that stuff, um, which is actually deeper. But let's just settle on chemistry, because we know when we go down that rabbit hole of deeper than chemistry, when we go deeper than chemistry, it's all hocus pocus, and that kind of loses um, what a lot of us are satisfied with. Like, we want to see Roger Federer hit that tennis ball and not think about the hocus pocus of, oh, all the possibilities exist. That tennis ball went every single atom in the court. It hit. It could hit there. Oh, it's like really satisfying to know the score of a tennis match and see Roger Federer or Novak Djokovic or Rafael Nadal hit their tennis balls. So maybe there's some kind of divine collapsing of all the possibilities into the definite history that common sense tells us that, today is September 25th. World War II happened in the 1940s. World War I happened kind of, if I remember correctly, after 1917, 1914. Um, so basically, my point is, Vikash and I settled on this universe is very interesting. The reliability of chemistry is as strong as 4 inches of cold rolled steel. It's very satisfying seeing the definite universe. But at the same time, everything has always been safe. We are all still hovering, levitating, being in that cosmos before the Big Bang of this universe. So, okay, I guess I wanted to really get to really put our conversation between me and Vikash in a YouTube video, so it's there for perpetuity and hopefully forever. I think it'll help those dreams I have of eternal youth and spaceships for everyone and necromancy, resurrection, technologies that I feel like pretty much all of humankind would want. Like, how does my conversation with Vikash help these 3 dreams? I think it's helpful because, well, just kind of, I mean, can't say anything very cliche of everything I'm saying. It helps because it kind of makes a feeling that we are living in the Matrix. Our souls are still forever young, old, whatever. That's a cool rhythm and a rhyme. Our souls are still young, old, whatever, forever, there, where, forever. Our souls are still there before the Big Bang, and now this universe is very interesting, and we can take solace um, that justice, the good, um, it was never really at risk, and I guess get people to really just appreciate Albert Einstein's words that reality is merely an illusion, albeit a very persistent one. And I think a lot of reasons why my conversation with Vikash and the truths that we think we have glimpsed through that conversation, and which I'm just trying to put it all very much logically and simply, so that I think Vikash and I glimpsed, saw this truth, and it's another just beautiful way to to live, and which empowers us to be a little less frail. Humanoids are very frail, but sometimes we are able to transcend our frail minds, as Albert Einstein said. Um, Einstein thought he had a frail ass mind, um, and we can transcend our frailness and sometimes do great things. This is like second or third order logic. How does my conversation with Vikash help along the three dreams of, um, you know, the three dreams: eternal youth, spaceships for everyone, necromancy / resurrection? I can't. As much hocus pocusy words I put there, it's not a clear logic. But I will leave it at that. I don't think I really need to try to get a clear logic there. This was supposed to actually be a karaoke practice. So I was gonna karaoke practice something like um, inama nushif. I don't know any Harry Potter songs, so I can't quite do any Harry Potter songs. It's been a while since I've sung that inama nushif, but let's see how it goes, I guess. Inama nushif liyani. All right. I need to get those lyrics clearly in my view first. All right. Inama nushif awasiriyayi liyani zaratha zarati hadal huda Alman al-Bahid Ayahidare Adam Hadal Hudad Alman al-Bahid Ayahidare Adam Inaman shifa asat sadar yazer kalibaka atishifu shad al hudad al madali inamanushi awasadar Yasarathazarati Kalibaka Atishufu Hahad Al Hudad Al Madali Inamanushi Awasiriyayi Liani Zaratha Zarati All right, I butchered some of that song, but I actually never practiced from the last time I did it. What is it? Almost 2 years ago now. Until now, I guess. Um, it's good for a first try, I guess. I should probably. I really want to perform this divine song from my childhood. I will need to actually practice and get all those syllables correct in the melodies. But I guess um, Dune also had this one other melody that I know is not part of Inama Nushif, but it really stuck ever since in high school. I heard it by the Sci-Fi Channel. They did probably the best version of Dune, according to me, because man, Jessica, the mom, is so hot in that version by the Sci-Fi Channel, and so is Aliyah, and they're just so beautiful. Um, um, yeah, I'm gonna judge it by the beauty of the women. No, uh, it had a melody in trying to be serious. It had a melody um, that was not part of Inama Nushif, but it really stuck with me. And I remember playing it on the piano back in high school, just that simple melody, and I would be humming it a couple times because it was just so stuck to my soul. Um, do 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 do. Ha 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 ha. Okay, man, I have to work on my breath control. Um, yeah, it's a really cool melody. It's do 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 do. The women in Other Dune is also really. They were also really beautiful, but I think that the one by the Sci-Fi Channel, I'll say I'll be a little classier, and I'll claim that it's not the women, it's the melodies, and the more time they had to really act out that masterful fiction by Frank Herbert. Um, yeah, they had more time, so I like it. But I know like the Dune, like Alia in like one of the Dunes earlier than that Sci-Fi Channel version. She's also quite hot. Um, and I suppose does it feel wrong that I'm kind of um, this is not like Donald Trump locker room talk. Um, this is just I say I'm a 5-year-old sometimes because 5-year-olds' brains seem to be a lot more powerful than adult brains in terms of learning languages and all sorts of things. So, yeah, I'm looking at Dune as a 5-year-old, except I didn't really have any likings of girls until I was 8. So, I will say I'm looking at Dune like I were an 8-year-old. um, anyway. Right. Let me see. How do I do these things on YouTube. Details, customization, and I can just the live stream's a little bit tricky. Maybe I should just stick to uploading from my iPhone. Don't have to think about all these strange details that YouTube makes me think about. All right. Anyway, have a good rest of whatever day you watch this in.